All right, let's get right into it. You know those little boxes that pop up online asking you to prove you're human? Yeah, we've all seen them. But what if I told you there's a really dangerous, super clever scam that hides behind that familiar little task? It's happening right under our noses, and today we're gonna pull back the curtain on it.
I mean, we all know the drill, right? You click a box, maybe you have to find all the pictures with a traffic light. It's just a part of using the internet. A little annoying, sure, but we trust it. But what if that simple, familiar box? What if it was a trap? A mask for something way, way more sinister?
And that's the really scary part. See, this scam isn't trying to steal your password or trick you into downloading some obvious virus. Nope. This thing is designed very carefully to sneakily drain money right from your phone bill. And the worst part? The charges might not even show up for weeks. By then, you've completely forgotten about that weird website. So let's dig in and see exactly how they do it.
All right, first up, the innocent-looking trap and how this whole thing begins. It all starts on a website that looks totally normal. You know, maybe you clicked on an ad or you were trying to download something and you land on a page that just wants you to prove you're not a robot. Seems harmless enough, right?
So here's the flow. It kicks off the second you hit a shady or compromised website, and bam, a familiar-looking CAPTCHA box appears. It looks totally real. But here's the switcheroo. It's not actually checking if you're a robot. It's social engineering. It's tricking you. It's trying to get you to grant it permissions. Or, get this, send a text message without you even realizing that's what you're doing. And that's where the money comes in.
Okay, so maybe at this point your spidey sensors are tingling. Something feels off. You think, nah, I'm out of here, and you hit the back button. But nothing happens. You click it again. Still on the same page. You are literally trapped. And believe me, that is 100% intentional. Yeah, this has a name. It's called back button hijacking. What's happening is some nasty JavaScript code on the page is messing with your browser's history. Every time you try to go back, it just shoves the scam page right back into your history, creating this infuriating loop you can't escape. The scammers are banking on you getting so frustrated that you'll just give up and click whatever they want you to click. All right, let's look at the anatomy of the scam. So what is actually happening behind the scenes here? Because while you're stuck on that page feeling trapped, there is a whole sophisticated operation kicking into gear in the background. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. So at the core of this whole thing is a tool called Keitaro. It's what's known as a Traffic Distribution System, or TDS. Now this quote here says it all. Threat actors turn it into an all-in-one weapon. Think of it like a shady air traffic controller for the internet. It's supposed to be for legit advertising, right? But these scammers use it to send you on a wild goose chase, bouncing you through a maze of different websites. All the while, it's tracking you and hiding the real scam page from any security software that might be watching. And man, look at their toolkit. It is stacked. They've got the traffic distribution system to play puppet master with your browser. They use these crazy redirect chains to cover their tracks, making it almost impossible to see where you'll end up. The code they use, it's heavily disguised, obfuscated they call it, so it can sneak past antivirus. They're dropping cookies to follow you around and even using things like geo-targeting to pick their victims based on where they live. It's not just one trick, it's a full-on digital assault. Okay, next section, following the money. We're gonna look at something called international revenue share fraud. You have to ask, right? Why all this effort? All this fancy tech, these redirect chains, for what? Well, the answer is kind of surprising. It's actually an old-school phone scam that's been given a high-tech makeover. It's called International Revenue Share Fraud, or IRSF for short. Here's how it works in a nutshell. The bad guys get their hands on these super expensive international premium rate phone numbers. You know, like the ones you pay a fortune to call? So when that fake CAPTCHA tricks you into sending a text, your phone company, like Verizon or AT&T, has to pay a big fee to the company that owns that premium number. And you guessed it, the scammers get a fat slice of that fee. So what does this all boil down to for you, the victim? What's the damage? Well, just one run-in with one of these scams can land you with a $30 charge on your next phone bill. $30, just like that. And this is how they get to that $30. It's insane. Look at this breakdown of a single victim's journey. In just 4 clicks, 4 verification steps, the scam makes your phone secretly fire off about 60 text messages. 60 to 15 different phone numbers in 17 different countries. It'll happen silently in the background. You'd have no idea. And since the charges show up on your bill weeks later, you would never ever connect it back to that one annoying CAPTCHA box you clicked on. Okay, how to spot and stop this thing. Your guide to staying safe. I know this all sounds pretty sophisticated and scary, but the good news is it's not unbeatable. So let's get to the most important part, what you can actually do to protect yourself. So you gotta keep an eye out for these red flags. First, if you see your browser bouncing through a bunch of weird web addresses really fast, that's a bad sign. Second, if you see a CAPTCHA box on some random sketchy site you've never heard of, be suspicious. Third, and this is a big one, if your browser asks for permission to send a text or show notifications from a site you don't trust, huge red flag. And finally, if you can't use the back button, don't even hesitate. Just close the tab, get out of there.
Okay, so here's your defense plan. It's pretty straightforward. Rule number 1, never click allow on those notification pop-ups from sites you don't know and trust. Just don't. Second, use a good ad blocker and a script blocker. These tools can often stop the scam's code from even running in the first place. Third, always keep your web browser up to date. Those updates have crucial security fixes. And finally, burn this into your brain. A real prove you're human test will never ever ask you to send an SMS or run some weird command.
And here's a final, kind of wild thought. This scam isn't just ripping you off. I mean, yes, you get stuck with the bill. But the scammers are also committing fraud against the mobile carriers themselves, exploiting the whole system of inter-carrier fees. It's like they're hitting 2 targets with 1 stone, you and your phone company. So I'll leave you with this question. We rely on these little moments of trust all over the internet, right? A simple checkbox to prove we're human seems like no big deal. But now you know, even something that harmless looking can be the front for a massive international scam. So the next time a website asks you to prove you're human, you have to pause and think, what is this site really asking me for?